Hello, welcome back. Welcome to another live stream. They're coming quickly now, aren't they? Winning ones are coming. If you're new to the stream, if you've never been on one of these before, then basically you can chat in the comments and I will answer your comments because we haven't got 2 million subscribers and it's not hard to keep up with. So I do my best to keep up with your comments. If you are here live, obviously I will talk to you. If you're watching this on the rerun, then obviously you can post in the comment section underneath and I will reply to your comments on the video. However, it's another joyful video, isn't it? It's another great video. Blackpool won last night. Just looking very quickly at the table. In fact, before I start, let me just go through the comments. So we've got Eugene McGeever here. Hello, Eugene. First in, he says, remember to smash the like button now. Well, don't smash it right now. Smash it if you enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, smash that like button. We don't just need, likes are free, but we like you to like what we're doing. So if you enjoy it, definitely smash that button. And he also says, how am I doing? I'm absolutely fine. I'm always good when Blackpool win, as everybody else probably coming into this stream is feeling the same way. We're all happy, aren't we, if we're winning? I don't like coming on. Everybody knows I don't like coming on when I'm feeling miserable and I'm moaning. Sometimes you have to do, but really I like to keep it all positive. And if Blackpool do well, I like to come on and talk to you guys about it all. And last night I've put in the thumbnail that we won ugly, and we did win ugly. But I always think that's a good sign if you can get through a game like that and win. And it could have been more comfortable. We could have taken, as always, a few more chances. It was a very odd goal that they scored. But we'll talk about the game after we have a look at what sort of Steve Bruce is saying and that sort of thing. So we'll be doing that later as well. We'll go on Twitter on the fact that I can now get my MacBook into this stream, and we can go on Twitter, and of course Twitter's, anybody, we can share that and watch that. So I'm going to go to that soon. Steve wrote, yep, take ugly right now. Absolutely. Calvin Liu, hello, how are you doing? Gary Cronshaw's here. Hello, Gary with a double G. How are you doing? James Ward Joinery, I met him last night. Met Alex as well last night. He did very well, despite the fact that he went a little bit shy, but they do the first time. But he'll the more times he gets to be in front of camera, they get used to it. Thoughts on a fire moving further up the field? Yes. Speaking about wins, yes, of course. We were talking about a fire, weren't we? Moving up, maybe Jordan Gabriel playing it right back and moving a fire into midfield because he is dangerous and he can take the ball forward. Bestie actually was commenting last night. It was quite funny because he was going on that he kind of reminds me of Marvin Bryan. And then the more I looked at him, the more I kept thinking, so we had a bit of banter about Marvin Bryan all night long. Let me know if you've watched the video. I cocked up. It takes me from the time I get back from the match. I'm probably, with all the editing and stuff, I get about midnight, I start getting into the actual editing the match. And I realised I'd actually had my camera recording, and then when I press record, I'd turned it off, and then obviously when I stopped recording, I turned it back on again. So what happens? I recorded about 15 minutes of us yakking away, and all the bits that I was meant to be talking about, I'd turned it off. And when we scored the goal, I got it perfectly, honestly. I got it absolutely perfectly. We were watching it. I was saying, coming in here, and the ball comes in, and we all went mental. There was limbs everywhere. I didn't film it because I'd turned my camera off. So I did a little bit of... So I went through the behind-the-scenes footage, and I actually thought the behind-the-scenes footage was pretty good, really, because we were talking away sort of off-camera. So I thought, well, you've made a mistake. Let's go with it. Let's do my best with it. And there's some sort of behind the scenes shots because I just had it on my sort of resting on my arm, resting on my leg, and it was just recording us. I didn't know, but it's kind of cool, to be honest. So somebody said that they like that. Actually, they like the behind the scenes stuff. And I showed it Jane this morning as well. I said, what do you think of this? Because I said I made this cock up, and what do you think? And she thought it was really good as well because it was kind of more natural. So whether I can kind of, and whether Pickle and Bestie want to, be on when they're talking. I mean, obviously I wouldn't put anything on that they were talking privately, but if they're talking about the football, it's quite interesting just between us, yakking away like we all do. I thought it looked pretty good. So let me know if you want a bit more of that sort of behind the scenes footage rather than just a straight talking to camera all the time. whether you liked it or you didn't. Gary Cruncher says you want Stoke City versus Blackpool kick-off 8 p.m. on Sky Sports. Yeah, if you want to watch that, I won't be watching it. You know, I only watch Blackpool. Gary, you know that. I only watch one team. Right. Let's go across, using the technology, let's go onto Twitter and see what Steve Bruce thought. This is on Blackpool FC's Twitter. Obviously, it's open for anybody to see. I'll just set it up, get it ready for you. Right, let's go over to see what Steve Bruce says.
Steve, a hard-fought victory this evening. What are your post-match thoughts?
We did enough. We did enough to win after an awful start. We showed that resilience which is needed, but yeah, as I said, we've played better and only drew games. However, we've managed to get over the line. I thought in the second half we were the better team, and as I said, found that way. And it's important this time of year now, and we haven't done over the run of games at home. So it was good to see that we get there in the finish.
Just looking at the goals, a freakish early goal to concede as an ex-defender. Have you got any sympathy with Matt Pennington?
Well, the goals and gaffs thing from years ago, it'll be a contender for that, that's for sure. I don't think I've seen as poor a goal. Yeah, but I don't think the referee could have given it from where they were either. There's another debate. The linesman seemed to give it. It was 60 yards from it. The video evidence is not conclusive, so how he can see, thankfully, it didn't matter. But it was a strange one, to say the least.
And we've spoken about the character that this side has had many times this season.
Yeah.
Are you really pleased with
I can't fault the lads for the way they are. They're a terrific group in terms of having a go. They don't give up. We found it a difficulty at home, and unfortunately, that nervousness comes between them. But they've overcome it. Took a while in the first half. Second half, we went a bit more direct, played off the front, and got a reward.
Sonny Carey scored again as well, and his confidence really seems to be flowing through at the minute.
Fletch as well. He's doing well of late. Sonny, yeah. What can you say about Sonny? We're not surprised to see him score a goal like that because we've seen it very, very often.
Players from all over the pitch seem to be getting in amongst the goals this season as well. Is that something?
Well, that's something that is important. The goals against column is hideous goals like that, and too many mistakes we've made that way. But I always believe of what we've got. Let's be fair, we play with 2 wide players and 2 strikers, so you know it is difficult defensively, but it does give us that ability to score a goal.
And finally, that's obviously now back-to-back wins. Just a case of now focusing on Saturday.
Look, big game Saturday, huge. So let's hope we can give the supporters something to shout about, and they come in their thousands and see what we can do.
Well, he's wanting us to come in our thousands, and I keep people still reply in the comments and everything at the moment that should be building for next year. Now this season, it's not over. I don't know why some people are not seeing it. It's not over. There's 10 games to go. We've played 36 games. It's a 46-game season. We're still just slightly under a quarter of the season to go. When we did the perfect 10 to get up, we did like 10 wins, but that included the final and the 2 semi-finals. So we started winning from 7 games in, a straight 10. And we've got 10 games to go. If, as somebody was saying, let me just go back to the comments here. Stephen Roberts says, hi, Stephen. He says, I just looked at the table, jump over Orient, Saturday. Now, these are all if, buts and maybes. We know that. But if we beat Leyton Orient on Saturday, we will go over them and we will be up. I think then we'll be up to 9. There's a possibility we could go up to 9th, and we finished 8th. If you think about it, last season, we finished 8th, and we blew it at the end, didn't we? So there's a long way to go yet. I'm not saying we can do it. We've got some really big games coming up. We've got Birmingham, we've got Wrexham at home, obviously we've got Bolton at home. Those are 3. And this game against Leyton Orient isn't going to be easy, but they've just gone off the boil a little bit, so there's a chance with them. But it's closer than people think. And if Blackpool, I said this a few weeks ago, when Fleetwood got in the playoffs a couple of seasons ago, they went on a massive, like, they kept drawing all the time. And I remember, you know, Nappers was getting really angry about it. He's a Cods Vogs Fleetwood Vogel, but he was getting really annoyed about the fact that, they just kept getting draws and draws and draws, and they couldn't do anything else but draw. But then eventually they stopped drawing and they started winning. And once they started winning, they couldn't stop winning then, and it got them in the playoffs. I know they failed at the first hurdle, but, you know, Blackpool are a team that if they do get in the playoffs, and if we did get in the playoffs, from where we are right now, we would be flying, you know what I mean? Because we've not been in contention at all. We've got Bloxham to come back. You know, CJ didn't play last night because he's injured. So, you know, it's looking great. And we've won ugly, and we've won at home, and we've won on a Tuesday night, all in that night. And it wasn't the best game I've ever seen. I've got to say it wasn't. You know, teams at the bottom of the league, I've always said it, they play, you know, like the lives depending on it. And they did give everything. Whether that was a goal or not, I don't know, because we couldn't see from the south stand if anybody was close to it, you know, to see whether it was over the line or not. Anyway, let's carry on, but we're still in with the chance. It's not over yet. Callum Coyley's here. Hello, Callum. It says, get in, Lee. WG fan says, hey, Lee, looks like Blackpool is starting to get back on top. Well, we're starting to win, aren't we? And wins, you know, if we start winning, anything can happen. You know, I know it's 9 points, but anything can happen. Honestly, it can. I've seen it so many times with Blackpool over the years. You know, I've gone on a View from the Tower, and the general feeling on View from the Tower has been that we're crap and we're going nowhere and we're a team that can't do anything and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not going to happen this year, bill for next year. And then all of a sudden, Blackpool at this time of year start winning. I don't know whether it's the weather gets better or what it is, but there's something about Blackpool, and we've been, you know, we are the playoff kings for the simple reason that this is what we do. We come at the end when we very rarely fall back into the playoffs, and it's only those times when we've struggled, but we're normally getting in on the final day or getting in the last couple of weeks, you know, and we're coming and we're coming and we're coming and we're coming. And I don't know, you know, this team, if they play like they played against Barnsley like last week, maybe, you know, not so much like they did last night, but even so hard to beat. And if we play like, you know, we play against Barnsley and we've got Bloxham back, and I mean, anything could happen. You know, we're a damn good side if we play like we did against Barnsley. Sonny Carey's, you know, getting into form, isn't he? He's playing like a man possessed. You know, Fletcher's banging him in like, you know, can't stop scoring, and he's having the time of his life. So why can we not do it? It's still a big ask, but, you know, why do people not believe that we can do it? Yes, I hope you're happy later, Gary. I hope you win. And Barnsley have sat their manager, yeah, probably based on, again, flipping heck. WG fan says the history keeps repeating for Barnsley. You know, lose to Blackpool and sat their manager a few days later. We're just... I owe you a 10. Why do I owe you a 10? You catch me later, I owe you a 10, do I? I have not. 10 quid. Why do I owe you 10 quid? Right. You have to tell me more on that. I think the confidence and the team are definitely there. I agree. As we mentioned last night, Bloxham, hopefully we will be back on form. He'll take a few games to get back into it. He doesn't think it was a goal. No, there's a lot of people don't think it was. Kieran Baines is here, our Ipswich Blackpool fan. Hey Lee, well done with the win. Keep those wins. You never know where you end up. James Ward Joinery says, can we just give Albie some serious credit? For me, he's the defo player of the season. He's been excellent since coming back after his medical upset. Yes, indeed he has. He's been amazing, hasn't he? Right, let's just see if I can get... let's see what else we've got here. So on the next one, to show you... I'll tell you what, why not? I'll show you Sonny Carey's goal next. I think we'll do that next. So for those that haven't seen it, this again is on Twitter, on Blackpool FC's Twitter. It's for public use, so we can show it. So here we go. Let's do it. So good on it. So good on it. They showed it twice. But yeah, Pickle was convinced that it was a goalkeeping error, and looking at it, it did. I think it just took a wicked bounce straight over the top of him, didn't it? Kind of took off the turf. But Pickle said it loads of times. You have to shoot. If you don't shoot, you don't score. And I know we all shout shoot half the time, and sometimes they do waste it and they balloon it over the bar. But if you do have a go, you can score goals, and it can be lucky ones like that. It can be lucky ones. He hit it from quite a way out, and it took a little. It looked like a deflection over the keepers as he'd gone down for it. So, if he doesn't make that shot, that doesn't bounce over and we don't win that game. And but it was a great strike, yeah. BFC Vlogs is here. Hello, BFC Vlogs. Up the pool, indeed. Kieran Bain says it was a beautiful strike, and it was indeed. It was really good, wasn't it? It was excellent. Right, let's have a look what else we've got on here now. All this new technology. I've got to just quickly go onto the next tab. Right, our next tab. Okay, so this is now this is on BBC Lancashire Sport. Their interview with the man himself, Steve Bruce. Let's watch him. See what he has to say on Lancashire. A bit of a longer interview this, but I do like to listen to them, so I'll be listening to it with you.
Steve Bruce, back-to-back wins. How pleased are you with the performance?
We did enough to win. That's the best way of putting it. But, after an awful start, it took a little bit of resilience from them again, which we've seen in abundance. But it was difficult after we took longer than I would have liked to recover from the bizarre own goal or whatever it was. Whether it was a goal or not, I'm not so sure. But and how the Rainsman can give it from 60 yards away is debatable. However, look, we've got through it. We've won it. That's all you can really say.
You've probably played better than that at home and drawn this season, haven't you?
Drawn, one of them. Yep, that's the magic of football, isn't it? We've probably played better at home on numerous occasions. However, to be fair to Cambridge, we knew they'd be spirited under Neil. They are what they are, and at times made it very difficult, particularly the first half. Second half, I thought we were the better team, and as I said, did enough to win the match.
You used the word bizarre there for that opening goal. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. Two kicks in a row.
It used to have that programme, didn't they? Would come out at Christmas, the worst own goals. I can't remember who did it and all that. The bleepers or whatever, the bloopers or whatever it was, but bloody hell, it was absolutely comical, wasn't it? Thankfully, we can laugh about it, but I agree with you. I don't think I've ever seen such a bizarre own goal. As it was an own goal, I'm not too sure it was, but as I said as well, it was debatable whether it was in or not. And as I said, I think the linesman give it, but we've got away with it.
I think it was Danny Baker's own goals and gaffes.
Danny Baker's own goal and gaffes. When was that? 70s, 80s? I didn't know that you were that old. But Danny Baker's gaffes and goals or something. Yeah, something like that.
The resilience you showed to come back from it, as you said, maybe rocked for
a
bit.
It rocked him for a bit, and were huge bit of quality in the first half that got us our first goal, and then Sonny, which he's been popping up lately and driving from midfield, and it was no surprise that he smashes it in the net. So pleased for him. I'm pleased for the team.
You must feel like you've always got a chance with the goal scoring threats you've got at the moment. Fletcher and Carey again on the score sheet.
Fletcher, Carey, Niall hasn't scored for a couple of games, but was close with a great header in the first half. We've had a lot of chances in the second half, which we haven't taken. But look, we've done enough to win the game. There was a lot of tired bodies there. That's the fourth game in something like 8 days, which always a bit difficult. So we'll dust ourselves down, get ready for the weekend, and another big challenge in Orient.
This time of year, is it sometimes about just finding a way?
Yeah, absolutely. Just fight, especially home where we are, you know. Our best performances, which have been away from home, our fans haven't seen us play like that. You know, they've seen them stutter, and we haven't got enough wins. But that's the frustration of us all. I keep saying it, that the supporters haven't seen us at our best. You know, like Saturday was a total opposite of what we played tonight. You know, we've found a way to win at home, got off to an awful start, and we're a bit nervous and edgy because of the way the season's gone. So good to win. let's put it behind us now and see what we can do the weekend.
I know we've talked about it being a tall order, but that gap's down from 12 to 9 now. I guess you can just keep chipping away at it. Is that all you can do?
Is it that? Because did Charlton not win? Have they not gone open to Bolton lost, did they? Okay. Well, keep working away, keep bashing away, you never know.
Just on the relentless nature of the fixtures, how big a decision was it to go again with the same 11 with the physical workload?
Yeah, well, we've got Bloxham back and maybe AJ back for Saturday. So that comes into me thoughts. You know, I tried to make a change earlier on Saturday to give them 70 minutes and got 25 minutes out of the subs, and a bit similar tonight. Yeah, of course, it's always a little bit, but the way the lads played, sometimes you can be, the adrenaline's running and you can just get away with it. So, as I said, it was a difficult start for us, but I did think about it.
6 of your last 10 games, Steve, are at home.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've started winning these home games, started getting over the line, could that be pivotal?
Well, I think maybe you have to win them all, and maybe the ones away from home as well. But look, we're not going to give up. What, we've got 10 games to go? 10 games to go, 6 of them at home. Got some big teams coming, haven't we? Big teams coming at home. Starting with Orient, who shows me the league. I seen them at Wrexham a month ago, and they beat us badly a few months ago. They were terrific against Wrexham, and I don't think they've won since. So that's the way the nature of this league is.
Steve Bruce, back-to-back wins. How pleased are you with the performance?
You know what? I bloody love him. I've got to say, I bloody love him. I'm going to go through the comments in a minute. You know what I really like about that interview? The one thing that stands out for me is, you know, when they said to him, you know, you were 12 points, it's now down to 9. And he didn't start saying all that faffing around, all that crap that they come out with. I don't look at the table, and are we? We tell everybody not to look at the table, just take it one game at a time. No, he's looking at the bloody table like we are. Bolton lost. They all do, and he's honest as the day's long, isn't he? Let's just go into the comments. There's a few here. I'll just have to go back in time. Let's have a look. Nana, or NA, how are things? Things are great. You know, the things are great with me when we're winning. Yeah, James Ward Jr. says he agrees. We just need to have a go. Have a shot. You know, you never know what happens. If you don't shoot, you can get deflections. It can just, a defender can make a mistake and clear it straight to a Blackpool player, or the keeper can spill it or whatever. You never know. If you don't shoot, you don't score. And it's good that, we're not just trying to walk it in the goal all the time. BFC Vlog says, Bruce loves Carey, doesn't he, to be honest? I don't know who wouldn't at the moment. Well, some people on A View from the Tower who are always giving him... He's a good player, isn't he? The thing is, every manager's played him, haven't they? Every manager that's come in has played Sonny Carey. So they see him on the training ground. They see him week in, week out. They see what he can do. And... it's clear that Bruce really likes him, and that, if you're a footballer and Steve Bruce really likes you, you know what I mean? It's Steve Bruce. I mean, I still find it hard to believe that he's our manager, if I'm being honest. It's unbelievable, and he is, we're just really lucky, and I think this could be just the perfect spot for him, because he's had all the pressure of these big clubs, and at Blackpool he won't get half the pressure. And just if by miracle if he actually got Blackpool in the Premier League, if we got relegated, he wouldn't get sacked. He wouldn't have a fear of getting sacked, because nobody would expect us to stay up. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be under that pressure that he was under at like Newcastle. No, I actually love him. I hope you guys love him as well. He never gets sort of like overexcited when we win. He never gets over, disappointed when we lose. He just keeps it, really steady. And I'm sure that just rubs off on all the players. And you can see that players are playing for him. And he's playing players where they want to play as well. I mean, he's done wonders with Fletcher, hasn't he? You know what I mean? And now he's doing wonders with Sonny Carey. I mean, both Carey and Fletcher on the score sheet again. But the thing about having a player like Sonny Carey scoring is that who do they mark now? They're thinking, we'll keep our eye on Apter, we'll keep our eye on Fletcher, we'll keep our eye on Ennis. Then Sonny Carey scoring. What do they do now? It's a good thing to have. Yeah, surprised Evans hasn't had a few shots. I'm always disappointed with Evans. He takes all the free kicks and he never does anything with them. I sometimes wish he'd just give it somebody else, to be honest. He just, he did one last, had a really good chance. It was on the edge of the box, wasn't it, second half, and he just put it wide. I said to Bestie, he'll put this in the, he'll hit one of the flags on the back of the North, because he just puts everything over that he does. He needs to start practicing his free kicks. That's all I can say. He needs to be like David Beckham, spend 2 hours after training and just keep practicing until he can put it in. Stephen Roberts says, just keep smacking them, Sonny. The strikers must realise what you're up to and feed off that. The keeper not holding onto a ball or just break the net. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And he has got a shot on him and he can hit it, can't he? Yes, very good to see Bruce. Didn't sugarcoat any of it, didn't he? And he had a bit of a laugh about it as well. He's got a sense of humour, so... Danny Baker's goals and gaffes or whatever it used to be on. I reckon it'd be perfect for that. So he's got a sense of humour, but Steve Bruce doesn't think it was in. And, a lot of people saying it wasn't in. Somebody said on A View from the Tower that the referee has a thing on his watch that tells him if the ball's gone over the line or not. But is that in League One? I don't know if we've got that in League One. Somebody will know. James Ward Jr. says, he's so honest, it's brilliant. He's still not happy, but they got a good talking to at half time. Yes, indeed, I do, but you can't imagine him like being a Fergie, can you? Like, giving him the hairdryer treatments. He probably just, he'll just be calm and he'll just, make sure they all know very diplomatically and very calmly about. I reckon they know when he's not happy. You know what I mean? I can't see him being like the Wrexham manager that's effing and blind every 5 seconds. I don't see him to be that kind of manager. I'm sure he can, but I just don't see it. I love to see behind the scenes in the dressing room, like you see at Wrexham. It'd be great, wouldn't it? Stephen Roberts says, in 45 years of watching BFC, I've never seen an opening goal like that. Trust it to be Ballard as well to score. Scores his first for us against Cambridge and then haunts us with his first goal against us. Yeah, God, I love football. Well, the good thing was it didn't cost us, did it? So we can all laugh about it, which is really good. But that's good, the fact that we managed to come back and win that game. And it was a bit hairy scary at the end. I do always, I sit there with Bestie and Pickle all the time, and they know I kind of need a 3-goal lead before I'm feeling any sort of relax. And 1 goal is I'm always on the edge. And they were coming at us, they were throwing the kitchen sink at us, and we just couldn't seem to get out of it. There seemed to be a foul on Sonny Carey when he was taking the ball up to the halfway line. They seemed to foul him, and the referee just let it play on. It looked like a foul to me. I don't know anybody who was on the halfway line could see that. Mark Jackson says, Cambridge look decent, not the worst team I've seen yet. Yet the 10 points from safety just shows how tricky this division is. Yeah, indeed. But, teams at the bottom battling for their lives, and they look like they're going down. They're just not even with the gift of a goal, they couldn't win, could they? Nana says, I recommend switching from X to Blue Sky. X is such a toxic place now, not to mention all things Musk does and says. I don't really listen to all the fluff and I'm not, it doesn't bother me. X or Blue Sky or whatever, I don't even know what Blue Sky is. X is fine. I don't know if Blackpool FC are on Blue Sky, but I can only get the highlights of Lancashire and on Blackpool FC, what they post on Twitter. I can show it because it's out there for the public to see. So, it's not copyrighted or anything. It's out there. Obviously, Tangerine TV is a different thing. It's a thing that I watch, and I've recommended it already. I say, you should, for £1.99, it's a bargain if you're a Blackpool fan. I can't show any of Tangerine TV, but anything they put on X. But I don't think they put anything on Blue Sky, so I couldn't do this. And this is my new little toy that I can actually get what's on my MacBook Air onto the stream. So I've got more to come here. Yes, we are back together, me and Jane. Yeah, we kind of never split up, if you know what I mean. We were still together, but yeah, we're back together. Yes, I don't really like getting into political views either, and I wish I was a few quid behind Elon Musk, I've got to be honest. I wish I was as clever as him, and I do like some of the stuff he does. I've got to say, the way he puts that rocket back down and lands it, it's unbelievable, you know what I mean? And he's somebody that, Elon Musk is somebody that can change the world, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's blooming clever. It's Starlink and everything else. He's amazing. I don't have a I don't even read what it says on Twitter, to be honest, because I'm not interested in the political side of it. I'm obsessed with football, so we talk about football. Well, yeah. Well, if everybody eventually, if Blackpool Football Club, go on to Blue Sky rather than Twitter, and Radio Lancashire go on to Blue Sky, then yeah, I'd be able to, show the clips on there. But for the moment, it's only on Twitter. So, Stephen on X, if we beat Orient on Saturday, it could be bye-bye to Wellens. Pressure on him. Barnsley sacked after last Saturday. Well, yeah, that would be a turn up, wouldn't it? I mean, they smashed us late in Orient, didn't they? Was it 3-0? Played terrible that night. I would like to get revenge for that. And we're getting confident. Confidence breeds confidence. Right, let's go on to the next video that I've got. Let's what we've got on here. Got something else. Oh, yes, of course. Right, we're going to listen. Now, just before I play this clip, I've mentioned already that Bestie was saying how much Adele Afire reminds him of Marvin Bryan. So let's have a listen to what the big man had to say. And I do like Adele Afire as well, so I've not heard this yet, so I'm watching it with you. So this is also on X.
Back-to-back wins, Adele, how does that feel?
Feels good, to be fair. Obviously, it's good to keep getting the wins and climb up the table, get more points. That's what we want. We want to win games.
Saigo showed great character, that early setback especially. Yeah,
obviously it happened early on, and it's just keep getting the ball, keep attacking. We want to score goals, we want to win games. So, it was good character, good resilience from the team. To keep going.
Great time to get that first goal to equalise as well, wasn't it?
No, yeah. Obviously, it was important that we keep the momentum, keep at them, and obviously to get the first goal, it gave us the confidence to go on and win the game.
Another one of your runs as well to set up the goal.
No, yeah. Obviously, I do what I can to help the team. Obviously, happy to get the assist and contribute to help the team win, and that's the most important, to get the 3 points.
Nice link up with Rob as well. You're building that connection between you two, aren't you?
No, yeah. Especially we're similar ages, and just playing with each other week in, week out, we get the connection, and I know what he wants, he knows what I want, and it's working well.
Great strike from Sonny for the second goal. How good's he been at the minute?
Oh, really good. He's in top form. He could have had 4 goals on against Barnsley, and obviously for him to get the goal today, he's in really good form, and he just wants to keep it going and help us win games.
Obviously, Cambridge are wanting all the points, then get down the bottom of the table. Was tough at times, wasn't it?
Oh, tough. Every team in this league is tough. There's never going to be an easy game. So we knew that going into today that it was going to be tough, and it was tough. We had to work hard for the points, but now we're happy that we did win.
Another home game at the weekend as well. It could be 3 wins out of 3.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Obviously, sometime in the season we haven't had consistency, so to try and get consistency, winning, keep getting the 3 points. We've still got a shout. It's not mathematically over to get into playoffs, so we just have to keep taking each game, as it is, and we'll see where we end up at the end of the season.
And he's absolutely right, isn't he? It's not mathematically impossible. There's 10 games to go. There's a long way to go to the end of the season. So there you are. I would love to sign him. I know there's no chance because he's well thought of at Brighton, but wouldn't you just love to sign him? And NANA says, hope Bruce can bring in some young players on a season-long loan from a Premier League club. Well, it's a cast-iron guarantee we will bring young players in on loan. It's what we do. It's not my favourite way, if I'm being honest. I would like, I like our own players. I'm more excited about Bloxham, but I do like these players. But the trouble is, you fall in love with them, and and then they're gone, aren't they? That's the problem. But the thing is, it ain't over yet, and if we're in the Championship, we can certainly attract a better quality of, young player to come to us. And I'm sure Bruce has got loads of connections, and I'm sure loads of managers would like to send their young boys to be looked after in the way that these boys are being looked after by Bruce now. And it won't be going unnoticed, and it won't, the reports back to the clubs that they go back to will be how much they enjoyed the time with Steve Bruce and what a wonderful time they've had at Blackpool. And that all bodes well, it all bodes well for the future. Matthew Warrender says, Fire is the best player at the football club. He knows how to take people and attack them, from defending. Yeah, and Neil Critchley brought him into the club, not like Steve Bruce can't go to his ex-clubs. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Critch brought a fire in, didn't he? So, I'm sure Steve Bruce can do just as well. Steve Bruce will have some great connections. He's well thought of in the game. I just think he's a great manager. Right, let's have a look at the table. Let's just have a quick look at the table. Right, okay. So, looking where we are now, we are in 11th. We've got 51 points. If we win on Saturday, we go to 54 points. We go above Leyton Orient. We jump them. And if Barnsley, who've just sacked the manager and don't look like they're on they've just lost the last two, draw all those, we will go into 9th. And, 9th, we're only one place away from where people were saying we couldn't possibly finish. And there's a long way to go. We'd have 9 games to go. We were nowhere near 9th under Critch with 9 games to go. So anything could happen. But there is this, there is a lot of clubs there in front of us. There's Bolton, Huddersfield, Reading. They've all got to blow up, and that's the problem. Stockport, people were saying they could waver. Charlton, I'm not convinced about them. Wrexham got a defeat. How will that affect them mentally? Who knows? They could slip down a bit. Would be nice to see, but I don't think we could catch Wrexham. But those there, Charlton, Stockport, Bolton, Huddersfield, Reading, we've got to get past them. But hey, we've got to play Bolton. So you never know. You never know, do you? I mean, again, I was saying before, we make it look hard to score goals, but we scored 54. Below us, Stevenage, 34. They scored, Lincoln only 48. Rotherham, and we scored 54. And I keep saying Blackpool make it look hard. I mean, you've got to go up all the way to Bolton, for a team that's beaten us, scored more goals than us. And then if you go to Stockport, they've only scored 52. And Charlton in 4th have only scored 47 goals. Wrexham have only scored 50. And we, Blackpool, have scored 54. So, what do you think about that? What are we thinking? I mean, I know I keep saying it and people will say I'm mad or mental or something. But, yeah, I think we've got a sneaking chance. I've certainly not given up on it at all. So let me know your sort of, your general thoughts on last night. It was a disastrous start, wasn't it? But I did say to Bestie and Pickle at the time that, they scored in 3 minutes and that gives us plenty of time. You know what I mean? At least they didn't score that goal in injury time at the end of the game. They scored in the first 3 minutes. You've always got a chance to come back. And I felt that Blackpool would create chances. We should have scored before we scored as well. I can't remember if that was the header was before that or after that just went wide from Ennis. I don't know if that was before or after. I can't remember because I didn't record any of it. I recorded. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. I recorded us doing. Yeah, like a behind-the-scenes thing. Has anybody watched my video, by the way? Have you watched my video? Did you see? If you haven't seen the video, obviously when I was putting it all together last night, it was about 12:15, and I realised that was about the time I was getting into doing the footage from the game or just the intro and everything that takes me ages to do. But anyway, once I got into that footage, I thought, where's the goal? Because I had it brilliant. So I'm thinking, what have I done with the goal? It's like, there was us jumping up and down. We were just talking as it was coming in. I was going absolutely mental. It was limbs, for the kids. It was, it might have been older fans' limbs, but it was, it was limbs all the same. We were going mental because it was a great goal, and I always love it when Fletcher scores. You know me, I love it. And the run from a fire was amazing. It was just all brilliant, and I was singing away, and we were all singing away, and I was all singing, but and I couldn't find it, and then I went on to the next thing, and then I thought, oh God, what's this? And I could see like my coat and everything. It's like about 10-minute clip. I'm thinking, what? I bloody recorded it, and I'd done it a few times. I'd been not recording, turned my camera back on to say something, obviously not recorded, then turned it off, turning it back on again, and then recorded another lot. But it was actually, I started watching, I thought, oh, we said a few interesting things there as we're chatting away about the football. So I took a few of those things, a sort of like behind the scenes look at what we're talking about when we're not on camera. And somebody posted in the comments that they really like that. So so if you've watched it, did you really like that? Do you want to see more of that? We talk a bit more behind the scenes rather than just, at the camera all the time. Just, the sort of banter that we have between the three of us when we're there. Obviously, if I did it, it would have to be, deliberate, because I want to get the good clips as well. It would, but I could just basically just more or less record everything, when we sat there and stuff. So, but the thing is, I said to Jane, because she liked it as well, but I was saying to Jane, like, if I know I'm recording, if I, because I didn't know I was recording, so we were just chatting away. But if I knew I was recording, would I be able to do it quite as, like it was as natural, knowing that it's filming me? And if like Pickle and Bestie know they're being filmed as well, there's that consciousness, isn't there? You're being filmed. Whether we can forget about it, I don't know. James Ward says the link-up play with a fire and APSA was excellent. Yes, ours a fire said it was, and they're getting an understanding, aren't they, which comes from playing together week in, week out. So that's good, and this is why we're getting better. This is why we're improving, because they've been playing this system now for a long time. Steve Bruce has been, he's not been back that long really. He only came back just before Christmas, didn't he? So he's really turned it around. You also believe that Bloxham and Ennis will be dangerous. Yeah, I do. And also, it looked like Fletcher was enjoying his time with Bloxham as well, didn't it? You can't afford Tangerine TV. Wow. Well, blimey. It's £1.99 a month, which is the price of a cup of, it's not even half a cup of coffee at Costa. So I personally, I don't know everybody's circumstances, obviously, but like for me, I think it's the best £1.99 you could spend if you're a Blackpool fan. You know what I mean? There's just so much on there. They have the Friday preview show, which is great. If you're a Blackpool fan, they have all the interviews, longer interviews. They generally interview a player down at the training ground, which is always great. They have a little competition where they've got to put 3 balls in. Like, you have to shoot from about 5 yards away into a little like circle and hit the ball into there. And they've got so many seconds. And there's been a couple. Bloxham did it in about 5 seconds. It was really fun. He's top of the leaderboard at the moment, but that's really interesting. You know what I mean? That's really good. You get the extended highlights, which is better than the highlights, because on the highlights half the time, Sky won't. They try and do like an equal thing, don't they? Where they'll show the highlights of us and the highlights of them. And sometimes, you don't see the things that were like, you think, God, was that handball? And, there's certain incidents in the game that you wish was on. Was that a shout for a penalty? They won't even show it. Sky won't even show whether it was a chance. But on the extended highlights, about 12 minutes long, you get all the highlights. And then they also show you the full match as well on the Sunday. Now, my uncle, he's not fit enough to go to the games, so what he does is he just doesn't get any news of the match. He just doesn't listen to the radio. He doesn't watch the TV. He doesn't do anything, you know, where he can get the score, and then he watches the game on a Sunday as if he was watching it live. He doesn't know the score, so he watches it live, and all that for £1.99. If you can live, without, a day, honestly, I think it's an absolute bargain, to be honest. I really do. The game was very end-to-end, I agree. I think once we had possession, we kept it pretty well until the end. Until the end, where Blackpool don't seem to be able to get possession at all for some reason. The last 5 minutes, we just don't seem to be able to get possession. It does my head in, which is why I like us to be about 3-0 up at that time. But even so, I thought Tyra, and I need to give Tyra a mention as well, because he did pull off some great saves, and he's also now, he stopped all that punching malarkey. He's coming out and he's collecting these crosses, and that makes a big difference. And his positioning as well, he always seems to be there. He tipped one round, didn't he, which was a great save. It was a bit of a Hollywood save, but it was a great save. In the second half, right near the end, kept us in it. He's getting more and more confident as time goes on. Stephen Roberts says, yes, we went behind early to the bloopers of the season, but we didn't panic and got the job done. What more do we need? North Stand is very quiet, though. I mean, that is the problem, isn't it? The atmosphere's gone, hasn't it? And that's, we know why, don't we? We know why. And, what Julian Winter said in that interview in the summer was just a disgrace. And I've gone on about it loads of times. It was just poor. And if the only imagination that Julian Winter had to get more money into the club was to charge families and young kids and under 18s and under 21s more money, then he is an absolute knobhead. That's all he is, and I hate him. I really do. I hate him for that interview. I hate everything about it. We never hear from him. He's not doing a great job, is he? But despite it all, I used to say, Blackpool got promoted into the Premier League despite the Oystons. It was nothing to do, and it was down to the fans. If we could just get the fans back on side, but people think it's over, and it's not over. People have short memories. It's not over. Blackpool do this at the end. This is what they do. I'm not saying we will, but it's not over yet. James Watson is hoping to get on Saturday. If not, he'll watch from home. Okay. You got to go. Pleasure to meet you last night. Kids are buzzing, excited for the next game. Enjoy your evening. See you on the next one. Yeah, it was nice to meet your family. Thanks for coming over. I'm glad I got Alex on. He did well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a handball, wasn't there? Yeah, and the back pass. We couldn't believe the back pass. It was like, is that not a thing anymore? Because it really was. I mean, it was just a back pass that he couldn't pick up, and he picked up, and the referee did nothing. That should have been a free kick right there. It would have been very exciting, wouldn't it? It would only been about 5 yards out. It's one of them really, it can go anywhere kind of moments, isn't it? So we didn't get that. I mean, let me know if you're in the comments. Is the back pass rule still a thing? The keeper's not allowed to pick it up from a back pass. I'm sure it is. It can't possibly change. Matthew Warren just says season tickets will go up next season by £30 because it's Simon Sullivan and Julian Winter. I don't think it will. Maybe forgetting the championship, but I don't think it will, Matthew, to be honest. They've got to be looking at those crowds and thinking, what the hell have we done here with these season tickets? Because, fans are voting with the feet in thousands. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You can put it up 30 quid. You'll have even less. You'll be down to like 5,000 supporters. You can't make more money out of charging people what they can't afford. It's just not gonna happen. The only way you're gonna get fans back into the ground and get the place rocking is to make sure you make it affordable for people to come. And I'd much rather have like 13,000 paying 20 quid a game or whatever. Season tickets will stay the same, or even do a £300 season ticket, something, anything. You've got to get the bums in on seats. You know what I mean? You'll make just as much money as getting 5,000 with an extra 30 quid on for the year. If they do that, honestly, they're more muppety than I think they are. Stephen Roberts says, agree, Lee. What we do best is the playoffs. Ask any real football fan in the EFL. I guarantee they won't want us at Wembley. No, they won't. I mean, we've got that big thing now, aren't we, on the North Stand that, playoff. They were going to put playoff kings. I think they should have done. I think they should have put playoff kings because we are the playoff kings. And I thought that was, they couldn't decide on what to put there, but I think playoff kings is the perfect thing, and it's what we do. It's what we do. We don't go up the easy way. We're never any good throughout the season. We're always sort of somewhere there and thereabouts, and everybody's grumbling. In all those seasons we've gone up, it's been very rare that Blackpool have been near the top, apart from when we lost against West Ham, and we should have gone up automatic. Really, we beat. Probably everybody remember, we had Southampton down here. I'm talking about, the year we didn't get up in the playoffs against West Ham, but we had Sky here and we played Southampton and we battered them, didn't we? They went up automatic, but we battered Southampton. We just came just too late to get automatic, and we just had a little dip, didn't we, along the way? But yeah, we were a good side. Yeah, it is exactly what we do, and the thing is because we've done it so many times, and it's weird, isn't it? Because it's not the same team that's done it. It's not the same players that have done it every time. It's different managers, different players, different times, but they all seem to come. It all seems to come at the end, and I don't know what it is with Blackpool. Why we do start to get good at the end of the season? Whether we're just slow burners as we go along, and I don't know why it is, but I've seen it. I did say earlier in the stream that, on A View from the Tower, I've read so many times over the years that people have been moaning about us and groaning about us, and we're not this and we're not that. And then all of a sudden, from nowhere, we come and there used to be a forum that A View from the Tower used to be part of, which is like all the clubs in League One could all post on it. I can't think what it's called now. Somebody will remind me what it was called. Basil Robbie used to post on there quite a lot. He was more like a kind of a bit of a spokesman for Blackpool on there. And I can remember one year there was there was a poll. You get a poll like, so who do you think's gonna be promoted? Who do you think's gonna be in the playoffs? And like, nobody had put Blackpool, nobody, because we were, I don't know, we were like 13th or something. And I was saying to my dad, they don't see us coming. We're coming, we're getting our act together here. Blackpool are coming, and nobody's seen us. We're like coming on the outside rails. You know what I mean? We're coming on the outside or on the inside rails, whatever. But we're coming, and nobody's seen us coming, and we're just catching them, and they're not even aware. And we did. We got up. We got in the playoffs. We got up. I can't remember which season it was, but that was, that's how we are. And Blackpool fans are always negative. There's always A View from the Tower is particularly negative. It is particularly negative, full of negative people and moaners and groaners and people that loves to go on when we lose and all that sort of stuff. I hate it. I hate all that. I hate the negativity, and I love it when we're positive, and I love it when we cheer them on and roar them on, and I think we need that. If we could just get that back, if we just keep winning and get ourselves into, if we did get ourselves into 9th this weekend, and then we get a couple of points off like 8th, and then we're trying to get in 6th, and it's weird once you get close to it. If you keep getting close to it, you can suddenly find yourself in it. You can, because teams can blow up. It's no guarantee that they can't all win. Right, I think I'm coming to the end of my hour. It's been good fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're feeling positive. I hope the win last night, despite the fact that it wasn't the greatest watch, we still did a job, and that's all you want, isn't it, as a football fan? You want your team to do a job. Doesn't matter if you only beat them 2-1. It doesn't really matter. We don't need. I mean, probably goal difference. We might need it at the end if it comes into it, but at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you, and these little teams down at the bottom make it really hard because they're battling for their lives. So that's why it was, that's why it was a tough match last night. And as we've said, we've shown the interviews with Bruce. He doesn't sugarcoat it, does he? He says it as it is. But he has a sense of humour about it, doesn't he? He's not miserable. He's not dour like Mick McCarthy, is he? Mick McCarthy, but he's just so miserable. But Bruce is, Bruce, he's a sort of a manager you would play for, and I can see that the players would try for him, and you know, they're all, at the end of the day, you know, the players would love to get back in the Championship. The money would be better, wouldn't it, if they got up? No? It would be better. Right. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much for all your comments. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're all feeling happy. And if you're watching this on the rerun, don't forget you can comment underneath the video and I will reply to you. Thanks a lot, everyone. I'm going to go and get my tea and we're going to watch a bit of Netflix or something tonight. So if you're going on Saturday, you know, and you know where say hello if you see me, and I'll be there. Thanks for watching. We could just